It's the 8th of July 2023. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Midday Live from our News Hub studios here at Adisawe Kanda in Accra. My name is Noble Crosby-Annan. The bulletin is also live on all our social media platforms at TV3 Ghana, live 2 on DSTV channel 279. Let's take a look at the headlines of the stories this afternoon. Coming up this afternoon, West African Gas Pipeline Company Limited denies claims by Gridco and ECG, citing WAPCO's technical challenges as contributing to power challenge experience in Ghana on Friday night. Also coming up, National Health Insurance Scheme to cover mental health treatment costs. We'll bring you some international news as well, as 10 people have been killed in Abidjan in Ivory Coast due to heavy rains and landslides. You're welcome to the program. And as you may be aware, parts of the country yesterday was plunged into darkness. Now, the Ghana Grid Company Limited says a 650 megawatt supply gap at peak times in the country was caused by a lack of gas supply from the Aduabo gas processing plant and the West African gas pipeline. This led to power outages in a number of locations. Right now, there are some areas of the country still without electricity. In a statement, Gridco gave the assurance the steps are being taken to restart the gas supply from Aduabo. Quote, as the situation improves, power will be restored to the affected customers, unquote. The power outage follows threats by independent power producers IPP to disconnect from the power grid due to the significant debt owed to them by the government. Later, government succeeded in convincing them to reverse their decision. But in a statement signed by the General Manager of Corporate Affairs at West African Gas Pipeline Company, Dr. Isaac Ajay-Doku, WAPCO said it did not have any technical issues and that its facilities were and are still fully available to deliver gas. According to the statement, the challenge yesterday, Friday, July 7, was that the Ghana National Gas Company's plant at Aduabo went down and therefore there was no gas available for WAPCO to transport. So we'd like to hear from you on what the power situation is at your locality at the moment. Reach us on any of our social media platforms at TV3 Ghana, and we'll be glad to know what the situation is at wherever you find yourself. Now, away from that to some other stories, mental health patients in the country, they will soon be financially relieved as the National Health Insurance Scheme will soon cover treatment costs, addressing the significant financial burden patients face before assessing treatment. Mental health issues are a significant concern due to low funding for health institutions treating such conditions.
Mental health conditions are often neglected by families due to financial constraints, putting pressure on health facilities. The National Health Insurance Authority has constantly been called to expand coverage to include mental health treatment. The intervention, set to be effective later this year, will cover all medications for individuals with mental health conditions.
Before the end of this year, the National Health Insurance Authority is for the first time going to pay for mental health conditions. At least the topmost conditions that are seen daily in our hospitals with mental health will be covered by the National Health Insurance Scheme. We are working on the details as to the cost, how to go about it, the coding and all that. These are things we go through so that when people take care of our brothers and sisters with depression, with schizophrenia, suicidal tendencies, with mania, all those mental conditions, they don't have to go through the burden of finding money for themselves. And the drugs that are not available from the Mental Health Authority, this authority will be paying for those drugs.
The NHI covers expenses for treatment of childhood and breast cancers, while discussions on dialysis continue. The authority released 471 million cedis to settle arrears owed to service providers, leaving 2 months to clear. The NHI CEO issued a warning to those who continue to charge illegal fees.
Somewhere in September, we set up a national illegal charges committee or co-payments committee. They send reports to us at the center, which is collated by the national committee. And I'm happy to say that we've had the first national report. Based on this, we've engaged the Ghana Health Service, which manages all government hospitals virtually. We've also engaged the Christian Health Associations of Ghana to approach management, those who have been cited. Our objective is not to close down hospitals or arrest health workers or managers. Our objective is to throw light on the behavior and make sure that if it does not change, we apply sanctions.
The National Health Insurance Scheme has in excess of 15 million membership.
Clearly, this is some good news to the Mental Health Society in the country. Let's speak with Humphrey Kofi, who is the Executive Secretary of the Mental Health Society in the country. Humphrey, thank you so much for joining us. This is long overdue, you will say.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon to your cherished viewers as well. Indeed, I must say that this comes as a relief to people with mental health conditions. This point has been made over the years because we have made a strong point that, look, extreme poverty exacerbates mental health, and therefore it's a unique or peculiar condition that if it really befalls somebody, his level of productivity really goes down. It affects his emotional responses, psychological responses, etc. So it really puts people down to the extent that they are not productive. So then we made the point, as at the time this National Health Insurance law was even amended, that we needed to look forward and make sure that the amended act was forward-looking, i.e. trying to bring on board all mental health conditions such that even those vagrants on the street, if they are brought to the hospital, they should be able to benefit from the scheme. And therefore, if it's treatment, they must be able to go through it even before they begin to identify their families and try to reintegrate. So that is indeed a positive intervention, I must say.
So we're looking at what specific conditions or cases exactly. The CEO of the National Health Insurance Authority mentioned that it will be for, if you like, the general or the most common mental health conditions. Which ones will that be?
So we have said that even if the introduction of SANE, that is to say that the other mental health conditions that are going to be put on board are going to be done in such a manner that we're going to try them in various districts, we should have a timeline where we can have a situation to say that, yes, it is indeed working, these are the gaps, these are the lapses, so that we put all together into one package and say that we can now scale it up. So I believe that to this extent, we will gradually identify how we would be able to scale such a thing, intervention, I must say, across the country, especially where there are no mental health facilities per se. It's only in recent times that we're trying to put up psychiatric hospitals in the north and also in the Ashanti region, just to cushion the effect of those who have mental health conditions around the northern region into the middle belt. So once there are medications that they could really source through the National Health Insurance Scheme, the better it is for us as a country, I must say.
Humphrey, it brings me to this question concerning the National Health Insurance Authority. We know that a lot of the facilities usually complain over delays in payment and all of that. From where you sit as the CEO, Executive Secretary of the Mental Health Society of the country, what have been the levels of engagement so that we do not in the future see some rift, if you like, between yourself and the National Health Insurance Authority?
Yeah, so once we are able to, as stakeholders, come together to understand the issues and see how we migrate the people from, who have mental health conditions over the years onto the scheme, collectively, I believe that we should be able to find the intervening, if you like, intersection where both us as civil society and government, for that matter, the National Health Insurance Authority and then the Mental Health Authority would come to an understanding how we're going to forge this forward. I'm looking at a situation where once we have piloted these among some districts, the outcome of it would inform the scaling up of SANE, and therefore, if we start, we shouldn't have any issues in terms of challenges that are likely to befall the scaling up.
Mr. Kofi, pleasure talking to you. Humphrey Kofi is the Executive Secretary of the Mental Health Society of the country. To some other stories, the national executives of the governing New Patriotic Party, they will have it tough supervising its presidential primaries as aspirants take aim at each other. Jabs over the last few days among leading candidates has heightened what analysts say is the most crucial decision for the party and its future. Christian Yali has more here.
One thing which is certain is that the race for who leads the governing New Patriotic Party will go down right to the wire. Not only for its competitiveness, but certainly a battle that could potentially leave the governing party scared ahead of the 2024 general elections, amidst its quest to break the eight. As the campaigns begin to take shape, so have the salvos. Dr. Bawumia, who is currently meeting delegates in the party's stronghold, minced no words in calling out his fellow contender and the man who believes a Druniso.
We a politician, danger of and yes, why you want or mobility may go in the mass. Uko court to soon go in the massive. O political career, I say, and yes, sir, Nipa Bedre so move I got in a box. Yes, it's a way out there. Wait here. Mean to me, we are over there. Me too quiet.
When I sacrificed to stay in the dock at the Supreme Court, when they were finding excuses to defend the party at the court, no one said it is my time. Now they are saying it.
Alan Chamatin, who has ended his tour of the Greater Accra region, was less frontal with his response, only stating he could not destroy anyone's record for his.
I do not need to destroy somebody's record to construct my own record.
Spokesperson for the Alan campaign, however, was not charitable. Jabwabin Asamoah said the vice president has contributed nothing to the party.
The vice president came into this party without contributing a peso to the processes of this party. And I challenge him to show a receipt saying that he contributed anything to this party before he was brought in. He himself, on his campaign rounds, has confessed that he's not a politician. He was not a politician. He was brought in by Nana Addo to become his economic counterpart. In the beginning, men were there to contribute. Men were there to confront the authoritarian regime. And men were there to help establish the New Patriotic Party. He was not there. Men were there. Those men included Alan John Kojo Chematin.
For now, there are no signs of a slowdown, with many watchers predicting a lot more of such ahead of the November poll. Christian Yale, TV3 News, Accra.
Well, all 10 aspirants of the NPP's flag-bearer position, they're keeping their foot on the pedal. And trust us here on TV3 and Media General, your election command center for the campaign activities ahead of the NPP primaries. Moving on, the Chief Justice, Lady Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu, has advocated for Ghana to develop a cross-sectorial legal, regulatory and institutional framework to aid the prudent exploitation of ocean resources to provide judges with a clear legal landscape. She was speaking at a seminar to equip judges to deal with the challenges of interpreting and applying maritime laws for the expeditious and equitable settlement of shipping-related disputes. The Ghana Shippers Authority has provided a platform for judges to deepen maritime law knowledge. As maritime economic activities increase, disputes related to international transactions will arise. The authority aims to promote a sound maritime legal regime culture and effectively adjudicate maritime cases and trade-related transactions.
I therefore advocate strongly for Ghana to develop a cross-sectoral legal, regulatory and institutional framework, not only to aid the prudent exploitation of our blue economy, but also to provide judges with a clear legal landscape that aids the efficient and expeditious settling of jurisprudence in this particular area and the making of relevant orders that supports the flourishing of the economy.
The Chief Executive of the Ghana Shippers Authority, Benonita Bismarck, emphasized the importance of efficient adjudication of maritime trade disputes for maritime space security.
We can't just sit and think that things remain static. No, they're dynamic. So as they develop, what do we have to bring to the table for our justices? Because at the end of the day, it's business. And if there are disputes, the conflicts must be resolved. If it goes to the court, the judge must be seized with information to be able to give the needed judgment.
The Deputy Minister of Transport, Frederick Obeng-Adom, lauded the initiative.
The and dynamic nature of the maritime industry necessitates a continuous awareness of the contemporary events, which invariably shapes legal decisions. This in turn serves as the foundation for the policies that promote sustainable business growth and development in the maritime space.
Now, the lack of political will in Ghana hinders the enforcement of ocean and maritime laws despite having sufficient of those. Head of Department, Geography and Regional Planning, University of Cape Coast, Professor Benjamin Kofi Nyaku made the observation at a training workshop on ocean governance for law enforcement agencies in Accra.
The capacity building workshop on ocean governance for maritime law enforcement agencies is part of the project's deliverables under the One Ocean Hub project.
The rule is to understand that if the trawlers come into the exclusive zone, then it may affect the livelihoods of the artisanal fishers. So their role is to understand that if they don't enforce the rules, then our fisher folks will not have any means to live on.
The project, in collaboration with the University of Cape Coast and the UK Research and Innovations Global Challenges Research Fund, aims to support vulnerable groups in Africa and small island developing states in designing innovative ocean governance strategies.
There are other threats which I don't think we have the capacity to look at, but our own is to understand fish stock within the ocean and how to protect our fish stock from dwindling, which is happening now.
Effective ocean and maritime rules implementation requires overcoming political polarization and promoting teamwork among all parties involved. Ghana's maritime ecosystem faces issues due to political interests prioritizing short-term viability over immediate political advantages. Prioritizing long-term environmental viability requires a shared commitment.
You're watching Midday Live on TV3. My name is Noble Crosby, and we're back with more stories, but after the break, stay with us.
Ubedi Lotto Ghana Padia and one they were 539 direct, the best Lotto game in Ghana. The Uhiani say Ubenya with solid magic numbers. A free bako equasi 39.
Wow! Director enough winning no each show.
Abran Edino, what the 2 Ghana cities pay and a 2 you. And to also call *446# across all networks. Ucha direct one. Ubedi 20 times Sika Udikayeno. Ucha direct tour. Ubedi 40 times Sika Udikayeno. And a direct train so Ebema with the 400 times.
Winning no each show.
Kwame so enedi no.
Afa, we no icho.
Hey! Direct to me try na farmer me. We no dey icho campa. They were 539 direct. Afa.
We no icho. Icho.
10 valiant men, all poised to battle for their bragging right.
Old wine is sage, improves as time goes on. The stars have aligned for us in this moment. Our time is now. We did not come to first-time shows. We came with our own. Fresh power, phenomenal strength, new and never seen before.
Who takes the title? Ghana's Strongest, the power to do.
Catch the new season of Ghana's Strongest Sunday at 4 p.m. only on TV3. Ghana's Strongest is powered by Gasem, the nation builder. Brought to you by Mixi Choco, Channel Hot,
Deluxy Acrylic Paint,
Drugnet.
On the 9th of July 2023, the journey of happily ever after begins for one couple to be given the right to be called Ghana's perfect match. After weeks of love, drama, betrayal, and loyalty, we bring you the grand finale of your premier television reality show, Perfect Match Extra. 3 couples have gone through 9 weeks of love and drama and have proven their union is fit enough to be that perfect match. A couple now stands a chance to win 50,000 Ghana cedis cash, sponsor products, and so much more. Which couple is it going to be? Kobella, Gralino, or Etolin? Remember that you have the power to vote your favorite couple to become the maiden winners of Perfect Match Extra. Keep voting for your favorite couple on the TV3 reality app and on pmextra.tv. Join us at the forecourt of TV3 on the 9th of July 2023 from 6 p.m. sharp by answering questions and winning points on pmextra.tv. And be a part of a love festival before the main show at 8 p.m. sharp. Let's end all the fun and drama on a perfect note with a grand finale of Perfect Match Extra Season 1.
Perfect Match Extra is sponsored by Close Up Complete Fresh Protection for your important oral care needs. Geisha Moringa and Geisha Black Soap for soft and glowing skin. Frutelli Calipo Forever Clear. Beauty by Cava.
Darling Lemon Drink,
Flora Tissue, and Napa Foods. Say Napa, Enye Ono Soko. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil. Heaven Dear Bakope. Top Choco, Ebony Condoms.
Gino Tomato Mix.
Supported by Bell Ice, Capfam, Empire Kitchens, Drugnet, Malcolm, where Ghana shops.
Blue Jeans Energy Drink.
This week on Today's Woman, we speak to another phenomenal trailblazer, Dr. Nadia Adongo Finn. She got to Canada when she was 20, specialized in gerontology, and of course, engaged herself in a bunch of community activities. She's back home here in Ghana, occupying the office of Deputy Director of Diasporan Affairs. Make a date with us this Saturday, 3 p.m. right here on TV3.
Today's Woman, all new season with Cookie Tea show Saturdays at 3 p.m. on TV3. Brought to you by Latex Foam. Vlisco.
We need to serve our customers by driving them safely to their destinations. Madam, yeah.
Commitment is their pride. They put in a lot of effort to take you to your destination.
Patrol, right? No, I'm not going anywhere. God, you said it. You said you work through men. This one, he's working through women. What does that mean? Please, I want to be a taxi driver.
But they hate tricks.
So you don't even have anything in your bag. Chewing gum. Oh, relax. You see, I can't find my wallet. You, take him away. Yes, I will.
Catch all the excitement on Mama Taxi. Mama Taxi.
Mama Taxi new season shows Saturdays at 4:30 p.m. on TV3.
Welcome back to the broadcast. The review of cocoa farming policies is required, according to Yao Frimpong Adu, Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture in charge of crops. Some farmers continue to sell their cocoa farms to unlicensed miners. Reacting to a TV3 report on the sale of cocoa farms to illegal miners at Enum Apepem in the eastern region, the Deputy Minister noted that because the lands are privately owned, the government cannot get involved.
On June 18, TV3 reported about illegal mining activities at Enum Apepem in the eastern region, where some cocoa farmers are selling their farmlands to miners, including foreign nationals. Bobby, a 46-year-old cocoa farmer, was preparing to go farming when the news team arrived. He has sold part of his farmland to illegal miners. He reflects on the hardship of his life as a cocoa farmer.
One bag will contain 8,000.
We don't get enough cocoa beans. The production is very low, and this isn't sufficient to sustain us.
He is concerned about what he sees as the lack of support from the Ghana Cocoa Board for cocoa farmers.
The officers usually don't visit the farms when they come around for inspections. It prevents them from getting accurate information.
One of the leaders told the news team they don't forcibly take the land from the farmers. Reacting to the report, the Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture in charge of crops, Yao Frimpong Adu, admits the trend has been there since.
This issue of cocoa lands being taken by galamseyers didn't start today. And there are factors that account for this. And it's been like that for a long time. But it is true that cocoa farmers' incomes are low in this country. And the cocoa farmers' incomes are low, the causes are many. In certain cases, no matter what you do, you give them about 3 times what we are giving them right now, 10 times what we are giving them right now. Once the galamseyer has come there to tell him that you are going to be rich overnight, immediately they will sell the land. Because the government doesn't own the lands. Cocoa Board doesn't own the lands. That is the problem.
He wants policies surrounding cocoa farming reviewed.
Next door, Cote d'Ivoire, they have a liberal system where individuals can export cocoa. And the central government doesn't give them the inputs the way we do here. So when the government takes the cost of all the inputs, transportation, haulage, and everything from it, what is left is what is given to the farmer. In our next door neighboring country, Cote d'Ivoire, it is not like that. When the prices go down, they go down with it. When the prices go up, they benefit. Maybe a time has come for us as a country to toe that line, so that this cost build up plenty things that will be the responsibility of the cocoa farmer.
Cocoa output dropped 34% in 2022 compared with the same period in 2021, according to a report by Cocoa Board. More needs to be done to safeguard the cocoa sector, one of Ghana's largest foreign exchange earners. Joseph Armstrong Gould, Alibo TV3, Enum Apepem, Eastern Region.
Now, the USAID has organized an entrepreneurial summit in the Upper West region to promote inclusive agriculture-led economic growth and address poverty and hunger. The summit is aimed at increasing youth engagement and employment opportunities for sustainable agricultural-led growth in northern Ghana.
A youth summit targeting 450 selected youth across 17 districts within the USAID zone of influence provides skills training, capacity building and financing assistance to strengthen businesses. The summit emphasizes solutions for youth entrepreneurship in agricultural value chains and technological solutions supporting innovation and modern production. Participants are encouraged to expand regional and district networks and link them with key programs supporting youth in agriculture. The summit also aims to foster better understanding of available resources for supporting youth interests and activities in the agricultural sector.
we are focusing on accelerating investments for young people. So the financial institutions here are informing young people about the financial products and services available, targeting young people and how they can also access them to help develop and formalize their businesses.
Deputy Upper West Regional Director of Enterprise Agency, Abdul Rahman Mumuni, highlights the financial support packages available for the youth.
Our common interest is that they have youth as their target. They are trying to promote market resilience, promoting businesses that will be able to survive any kind of shocks, promote food security. And that's basically what we are also aiming at.
Some beneficiaries shared their views on the project.
Sometimes the demand will come to provide the services, but because of resource constraints, you cannot provide it for. Then there is a need for you to seek for external source, but you don't get it. And most often when we talk about agriculture, we say that our youth are not being much needed. It is because of the incapacitated nature of the resource.
One of the biggest challenges is decision making, starting up in the first place. So how to start the business, which business to venture is one, how to get the money to even start another big challenge.
The program empowers youth to develop skills, cultivate entrepreneurial spirit and engage in agriculture while promoting gender equality and inclusion, making opportunities accessible to all.
Well, still on capital development, the National Development Planning Commission is developing a human capital development strategy to improve the skills and potential of the Ghanaian workforce. The Commission emphasizes investing in people's well-being to enhance individual and collective performance, contributing to their nation's development.
The stakeholder engagement was to gather input and create a participatory approach for developing the human capital development strategy. Ghanaian institutions face challenges in implementing structures effectively, despite having a qualified workforce. The strategy aims to unlock their full potential.
If we look at the challenges we have as a nation with corruption, improper behavior, and disorderliness, and even sanitation, you look at all those problems, it tells you that somewhere along the line, our behavioral and mindsets are challenged, that we need to begin to tackle those matters of what it takes for someone to have a certain mindset, look at the skills and competencies we have now and into the future.
Ghana's strategy, according to a senior technical advisor at the NDPC, will adopt a skilled-based approach, focusing on improving the value chain in the agriculture and natural resource sectors for future job market demands.
As part of the strategy in the human capital strategy will be how to add value to our resources. If we are able to introduce to the resources, the raw materials we have, minerals that we have, the forests, and all the raw materials we export, if we are able to develop a strategy to add value to them, not to export them in the raw form, we would create jobs for people.
A national technical working group on human capital has been formed to promote a comprehensive, inclusive strategy involving public and private sectors, CSOs, and think tanks. A member of the technical group, Kwame Jantua, however, has some concerns.
The NDPC should be taken as a body on its own about once the work is done, how is it implemented? And if a government comes into power and feels that their manifesto does not reflect what the NDPC has done, they won't use it. And that's the challenge we have in the 40-year National Development Plan. Look, the work is important to be done. The implementation of the work is even more important, and even what is extremely important is how the people imbibe what has been done.
The strategy focuses on assessing workforce needs, identifying skills gaps, and aligning human resources with organizational goals through renewed mindset and attitudinal change.
Now, Ghana has renewed its family planning commitments to improve access to quality family planning services by 2030. Director of the Family Health Division of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Kofi Insia says the goal is to reduce unmet need for contraception among sexually active adolescents from 57 to 30%. Committed to improving family planning services from 2016 to 2020 through the FP 2020 phase, recognizing it as a multi-sectoral issue with health benefits. However, over 500,000 teenagers have become pregnant in the last 5 years, requiring a renewed commitment to build on the success.
We are committing to reducing unmet need for contraception among sexually active adolescents. It is very critical that we ensure the implementation of family planning behavior change promotion through correct, consistent, and targeted social and behavior change communication.
Youth Focal Point representative Francis Okoama emphasized on the need to involve the youth in family planning services and discussions.
Now that the commitment has been, launched in a very soft way, we now have to go back to the community and ask the young people, how can we achieve it? Because they know the problems. So it's very good to go down to their level and get the solutions that the young people need.
The UNFPA reiterated its commitment to provide continuous support to government to ensure FP 2030 goals are met.
UNFPA, USAID and other partners were all committed to carrying out our convener roles. We pledge to continue to support government's efforts in achieving the FP 2030 commitment.
The FP 2030 is central to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals 2030. This is Midday Live on TV3. We're live too on all our social media platforms at TV3 Ghana. You can also watch us on DSTV channel 279. We also have a lot of news on our website, 3news.com. You can log on for the latest in business, in sport, entertainment, just name it. Just log on to 3news.com. Let's bring you some other stories this afternoon. And if you're looking for a place to shop for your children and have fun this weekend, then the place to be is a 3FM Baby Fair at the Marina Mall. Here's a report on day one of the fair. We'll be linking to my colleague Michael Obodu from the Marina Mall to bring us updates on what is happening there, how patronage is going for the 3FM Baby Fair Summit. And today is day 2 of the fair that is ending on Sunday, July 9.
It's all the Jamestown Brass Band. Exciting tunes happening right here. So if you're not here at the Marina Mall, you're definitely missing out on day 2 of the event that's going to go on for the next 3 days. Right here at the Marina Mall, we have over 20 vendors right here exhibiting products from food, clothes, all you can think about when it comes to childcare. Right here as part of our 3FM Big Fair. But it's not just music that's happening here. There's so much fun in this side of town, as you can see over here.
We apologize for the poor sound quality there. This is Midday Live. We're back with more stories after this.
We bet the Lotto Ghana Padia and one they were 539 direct, the best Lotto game in Ghana. You hear me say, Ubenya with solid magic numbers. A free bako, equasi 39 mo.
Wow! Director enough! Winning no each show!
Abran Hedino, what the 2 Ghana cities pay, and a 2 you. And to also call *446# across all networks. Ucha direct one. Obedi 20 times Sika Udikayeno. Ucha direct tour. Obedi 40 times Sika Udikayeno. And a direct train so Ebema wedi 400 times.
We no eat shot.
Kwame so enedino.
We no eat shot.
Hey! Direct tour na mi twana fama me. We no dey choke ampa. They were 539 direct.
We no eat choke. It's the Date Rush Pool Party coming to you live on Saturday, 8th July at the breathtaking Pleasant Gardens Jolu. Get ready to groove to the infectious beats of the sensational Dope Nation, the energetic prince of the street, LaRusso, the fast rising TV3 Mentor X winner, DSL, who will be setting the stage on fire, along with the baddest DJs, DJ Faculty, DJ Abiam, DJ Phil, and more. So put on your trendiest swimwear, grab your friends, and dive into an epic celebration of summer. Remember, it's Saturday, 8th July at the stunning Pleasant Gardens Jolu. Doors open at 3 p.m. Don't miss out on this unforgettable experience. Tickets are going for a cool 50 Ghana cedis. For tickets, dial *7130*33*25#. To purchase or make a reservation, call 0244-405027. Date Rush Pool Party, the summer event you don't want to miss.
Sponsored by Yosin Duray. Kitchen Wars.
The most anticipated cooking reality show is making its return to your screen. It is Kitchen Wars Season 2. Old school alumni get ready to compete for yet another epic showdown. Which alumni will take over from WAS?
The school that came in first place, West Africa!
Get your ladles out, sharpen your knives, and be ready to battle it out. Interested alumni must be in a group of 6 to participate. Simply send your details 0531-906-281 to register and stand the chance of being the best alumni in the kitchen. It's Kitchen Wars Season 2. Kitchen Wars, your school feed cook.
Kitchen Wars, coming soon on TV3.
Brought to you by Gino Tomato Mix.
And Napa Foods. Say Napa. Enye ono soko.
Senator Dr. Rasha Kelej and creator of Our Africa TV show.
All Africa will be part of our show.
The CEO of MAC Foundation.
We want to support girls' education. No to infertility stigma, yes to girls' education. We want to stop gender-based violence for stop. Number of child marriage will double by 2050.
Our Africa by MEC Foundation shows Saturdays at 2:30 p.m. and repeats on Mondays at 10:30 a.m. on TV3.
My name is Eno Craigrin. Join me and the beautiful ladies from the Ladies Circle and let's talk motherhood.
I've heard of moms who have also stepped down because they stayed a year and a half or 2 to take care of their children.
I don't believe in being like a super mom. Thought I was when I first had my baby. Very quickly, you get humbled and you realize you can't.
Sometimes the fathers and husbands don't understand what it takes to be a mom.
People need to just understand who they are and how things work with them personally as well.
3 things babies sleep on: bed, mat, mama's lap. Take it down, bust the move. Talkative mom, bust the move. Go for a walk and it's good for your mental health.
The Ladies Circle shows this Saturday at 6 p.m. on TV3.
Brought to you by Yaz Sanitary Pad,
Onga, Yumvita,
MTN,
Woodin,
Nivea, for your shade of beautiful.
Welcome back to Midday Live. Now, before we bring you some sports news, if you're looking for a place to shop for your children and have fun this weekend, then the place to be is the 3FM Baby Fair, currently ongoing at the Marina Mall, where my colleague Michael Obodu is standing by to bring us all the details and the happenings there today.
Live from the Marina Mall, where the 3FM Baby Fair is currently underway. It's literally a party out here with so much music and a lot of fun happening right here at the Marina Mall. In the background is the Jamestown Brass Band, currently giving us some good music, as you can hear in the background. And you can see the film all over, kids having fun playing in the setup that we put together as part of the fair. And it's not just it's not just music and play areas. There's a lot happening. People around shopping, busy, getting stuff for their kids as part of the fair. You know, there's so much to buy, so much to see here at the 3FM Baby Fair, from clothes, books, toys, games, all you can think about when it comes to kids, you can find right here at the 3FM Baby Fair. You can take a look and you can see people are busy interacting and finding out and checking out all the beautiful stuffs that are on display. And it's not just that. As you can see in the background also, we have a beautiful setup for you. When you come with your family, you can take a good picture on the setup, the 3FM Baby Fair backdrop right there. You see people busy having good time over there. And we have a photo booth. You can come closer and have a look. If you've not taken a portrait of your baby yet, this is the place to be right now, so you can have that experience with your child. People are waiting their turns to have some beautiful pictures taken of their kids. And all this and more you can find right here at the 3FM Baby Fair, happening live at the Marina Mall. This is day 2 of the event. Over 20 exhibitors here right now showcasing all their beautiful baby wear. This lady over there is waiting her turn. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
I'm sure she's going to take a picture, right?
Sure.
Tell me, how's the experience been for you so far?
It's fine, it's fine. The setup is very nice.
Awesome, awesome. Hello, how are you? Okay, she's waiting her turn to take her portraits. I'm sure they've come as part of the fair to engage and interact and have fun. As you can see, the setup is there. Beautiful done. Hello, sir, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
How many pictures have you taken so far?
Oh, quite a few. I think we're having a good turnout. Yeah?
Awesome. So for those who haven't taken pictures of their babies yet, give them a reason to come see you.
Okay, so then we're the best. We have your interest and your memories, making them eternal for yourself and the future. We want to make sure that we're able to capture your people.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. So here at the 3FM Baby Fair, we are serving you nothing but the best when it comes to everything childcare, from health, clothing, food, education, whatever, all you can find right here. So if you're home, daddy, mommy, uncle, auntie, get the kids right here to come and be part of the 3FM Baby Fair. Reporting live from the Marina Mall, my name is Michael Obodu.
So you could as well find your way to the Marina Mall and be a partaker of the 3FM Baby Fair currently ongoing there. Let's bring you sports with Yao Ofusulabi. Yao, what's coming up?
Well, there's news on the Black Bombers who Well, let's do sports news now here on Midday Live on TV3. My name is Yao Ofusulabi, and the head coach of the Black Bombers, Ofoyasari, has requested a truce between the promoters and the president of the Ghana Boxing Authority, Abraham Kote Nikwe. He insisted that if the deadlock was not handled amicably, the gains won in the game of fists could be undone. He spoke to Peter Kawadato.
It as something that is going wayward, very, very bad. What is going on now is not familiar to boxing. So I will plead to all the parties involved so that we'll come back to the table to find solution, because it's not good for boxing. And if we don't find a way of holding it, then something else will happen. So I think there must be a way bringing all the parties together to be able to resolve this once and for all. And so we must find a way of resolving everything at the GBA office. The GBA is under the Sports Ministry, it's under the National Sports Authority. So I think the powers that be should call all of them and then find a way of resolving it, because both parties are very, very important to us. We know what Alexander Ntiamwa is doing, and we also know what the President Pote is also doing. So they shouldn't kick each other away.
Well, that's Coach Ofoyasari there. Now some more stories, but still on boxing, because nightlife in Accra has changed a lot over the years. Now there used to be cinemas where films were shown all through the night, dancing in clubs and a lot more. But there's a new wave, and that has seeped through the nightlife space, and that is boxing. To promote the sport in the country, the Play Club in Osu have merged with boxing gyms in Bukom to give many of these kids a chance to showcase their talent.
There were several amateur boxers who performed on fight night. They included female fighters Janet Aqua and Winifred, who fought in the 57 kg division, Amadou Mohamed, who fought Ebenezer Ankara in the 60 kg region, Isaac Kakraba and Bernard Abe, who fought in the 71 kg division, and the 81 kg division matched up George Akoto and Baki Adams. owner of Play Club Accra, Mauli Gavo, explains the idea behind the initiative.
The whole point of it was to create a different experience. And that's what we're trying to do. We've created something new. This is literally just the beginning, and we're looking forward to how we're going to have collaborative efforts to sort of blow this up and do what it's supposed to do. Because at the end of the day, it's actually just supposed to help not just the people, but the boxers and the people who we're entertaining. So it's a twofold.
The selection of boxers is a stringent process. The club is linked to boxing gyms in Bochum, and there's a process of selecting some of the most promising boxers to showcase their skills. General Manager of Play Club Accra, Frederick Dozier, who also boxed at amateur level, says the vision of Fight Night is beyond just creating a form of entertainment.
We have a Fight Night in August in Nigeria. Ghana meets in Nigeria, a celebration of both cultures, you know. We plan to take a few boxers from Ghana to Nigeria to compete. With Fight Night, I feel like in 5 years we would have actual champions, African champions who came out from Fight Nights. Like, so far we have 2 in Nigeria, and want to see what we can do also in Ghana.
It is a dream that boxing can grow in Ghana through the initiative of bringing it into unconventional spaces, and that a champion can come out from here one day.
Well, now let's stay with boxing because a heated arguments broke out during the WBO Africa Lightweight Championship defense weigh-in on Friday afternoon at Kolegono over the arrest and detention of boxing promoter Alex Ntiamoabuache by GBA officials. The 2 boxers have, however, weighed in ahead of Saturday, July 8th bout at the DAZN's Beach Resort in Accra.
The title fight is between Sheriff Quay and Bright Ayala. The champion, Sheriff Quay, exceeded the lightweight restriction and was told to lose the extra weight. Just as the weighing of the supporting fight commenced, some industry players began protesting the arrival of some GBA executives. The demonstrators were upset at the arrest of boxing promoter Alex Ntiamoabuache. The agitation, however, did not disrupt the weigh-in. Sheriff Quay returned to make the weight and is ready for Saturday night's defense. The 2 coaches have been speaking about the bout.
The preparation have gone on well. We have finalized everything, and my boxer is ever ready. Normally, I will tell you that I always prepare my boxers towards the distance. If the knockout comes, that is a plus. But we are winning the fight.
We know this is an important title because it takes you to the world ranking. We are not taking it easy. We've worked very, very hard for it. Physically, tactically, technically, I believe we've done enough for this fight.
Right, so that brings us to the end of the sports news this afternoon here on Midday Live on TV3. My name is Yao Ofusulabi. Entertainment News is up next.
Entertainment.
In entertainment news, the Deputy Director of Diaspora Affairs at the Office of the President, Dr. Nadia Dongo-Finn, has disclosed that government will soon introduce a policy to provide over 30% tax rebate for foreign productions that come to film in the country. The move is to attract large budgeted films and TV productions and post-production works that will contribute towards employment creation and increase Ghana's creative and technical skill base.
And there's a document that is being worked on. At the moment is that the Ministry of Finance have been told. The incentives that are in there, once it's ready, will be way better than what some of the other African countries have. And so we've listened to them. They've come, they showed their concern, they've sat with the president and asked how we can help as a government for them to be able to come and also support us in our industry. And yes, government has taken it and worked on a document that is to be launched very soon. We are calling you to come and we want to work with you. And so I think that is something that in the future, I always advise people when you are coming anywhere diaspora, please approach us. The office is there to help you. And that is what we are known.
So I know that a tax incentive policy is being worked on. Would you be kind enough to give us at least a range of the percentage that we might be looking at with regards to how much tax rebates were given to these foreign businesses?
I know every time people talk about South Africa, they bring that there's a 30%. Ghana will be way better than that. And so it's just a tease. I wouldn't want to, spoil it for someone. But it would be way better than South Africa's policy.
Way better than the 30%. All right. Well, we're looking forward to that.
You are my family.
Are you ready to fight?
Now, the CEO of the National Tourism Development Company, Kojo Ntwi, has said that authorities consulted broadly to ensure that the history and story captured at the newly commissioned Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park is not an adulterated one.
How did you carefully select, or how did you make sure you selected the right people who would be able to tell the authentic story and not an adulterated one, as we have experienced in some parts of the country?
Bella, it was extremely important, and this informed even the design, the selection of photos, the curation that you see. The consultation was broad. We sat with the party, members of the party, CPP, the party themselves. We sat with leading members of the party. Didn't just set out to do what we thought would be beautiful, but to go to the people who matter. There's a session in the receptive facility that was created by the Institute of African Studies, which was set up by Kwame Nkrumah. They were all part of the research. And so we put great minds in the room, spent about 3 weeks, did the research, a desk research. After that, subjected it to some kind of strict test or strict proof, got feedback, and then we were sure, therefore, that the story we're putting out is nothing but authentic. And so we are happy that since the commissioning, we haven't had any negative feedback as saying this story is not true, you've adulterated it here, or because we went through a process.
Now, the refurbished Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park in Accra has temporarily been closed down. Authorities closed the facility down from midnight on Friday, July 7, and is expected to be reopened on Tuesday, July 11, 2023. The closure is to allow for preparations towards the commercial operations of the park. This development was announced in a statement signed by the acting Director of the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, Mr. Edward Kwao. Quote, "We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience caused, and we are committed to delivering a remarkable experience that exceeds the expectation of the community and the visitors," the statement noted. Now, Hollywood filmmaker Angela White, in an exclusive interview with 3 Entertainment, has clarified her comments on the challenges she faced while filming in Ghana. She also hinted on her conversations with the National Film Authority for the implementation of tax incentives for creatives.
Hollywood filmmaker and business coach Angela White expressed her challenges while filming in Ghana for her yet-to-be-released movie 9 at a recently held Essence Film Festival during a panel discussion. But her comments met mixed reactions from some Ghanaian industry people. In an exclusive interview with 3 Entertainment, she clarified that her comments, which have been misconstrued, wasn't merely a move driven by personal preference, but she sought to shed light on the arduous challenges faced by creatives when attempting to shoot in any part of the world.
So you always have challenges with shooting anywhere in the world. You're going to have challenges. That's the world of being a producer. Our job is to troubleshoot challenges, and there's no film set that's perfect. But at the end of the day, our goal was to go in there and shoot a movie, and we did that successfully. Me talking about tax incentives and country incentives is one conversation, but saying Ghana's not a place to shoot, I never said that, and that's not what I support.
She's urging the government to step up its support for the creative arts and filmmaking industry to make it more attractive.
In international news, heavy rain and landslides in Ivory Coast main city Abidjan has led to the deaths of at least 10 people, news agencies are reporting. Now, 9 were in the district of Yakbogung and the other one was in Kokodi Angere. The head of the military firefighting brigade told reporters 2 landslides in the area in the early hours of Thursday morning caused some of the deaths and several injuries. In the Kokodi area, someone drowned after being swept away by the waters, and Sedba, the captain and deputy head of operations, told reporters. Well, that's our package for you this afternoon, but there's always more news on our website, 3news.com. My name is Noble Crosby, and on behalf of the entire production team, thank you so much for watching the bulletin. We'll see you again some other time. Good afternoon. Bye-bye.